Oh, smell of chocolate. Oh, nothing can beat that. Hey, welcome back to Your Spoonful. This week we'll be talking about chocolate. We all love it, we drink it, we eat it, no matter where, no matter what time, it's always time for chocolate. So, as we usually know, this channel we talk about food, where it comes from, how different recipes are made and where they come from as well. And today's recipe is going to be mousse au chocolat. And when it comes to chocolates, let's first talk about that. So chocolates were originally made here in Europe, but cacao beans, the original ingredient, comes from South America, where it has been used as a drink first of all, and also associated with gods and more like a godly product. And also it was used as a currency, surprisingly enough. But when it came here to Europe, it was first used as a medicine in the Spanish court, because of course conquistadors went to South America and brought back a lot of things from there. We talked already about tomatoes, potatoes, chocolate is one of them as well. And however, the funny thing is that chocolate as we know like now, the chocolate that is solid, didn't appear till quite late. And if more specifically, it appeared in 1847, where certain Stephen Fry found out that if you take cocoa powder and add fat, which is cocoa milk, cocoa butter, then you can make a moldable chocolate. And milk chocolate appeared in 1875, where Daniel Peter added to the mixture dry, powdered milk, which created milk chocolate, which also expanded its growth in Europe. The funny thing is that I live now in Amsterdam, and cocoa powder, as we know and love, appeared here in effect. A certain Dutch chemist, Conrad van Houten, in 1815, found a special process. Wait, I need to look it up again. It's a bit more particular. So, what he did, he introduced alkaline salts to chocolate, which reduced its bitterness. And a few years after, in 1822, he created a press to remove about half the natural fat, which is cacao butter, from chocolate liqueur, which made chocolate both cheaper to produce and more consistent quality. So this was known as a Dutch cocoa. And after that, as I said, two other gentlemen created what we know chocolate today. So let's first start making the chocolate mousse, or how French call it, mousse au chocolat. So what you're gonna need is around 250 grams of dark quality chocolate. Go as high percentage cocoa you can, because the darker it is, the better it's gonna taste the mousse itself. And so then you also need 50 grams of butter. So what we're gonna do is put the ball with chocolate and butter into a saucepan, or not specifically on the top of saucepan where there is hot water now. So this is called a bain-marie. So what you have to do is make sure that the water is not touching the bowl. So we're going to put it back on the stove and let it to melt down. So while chocolate is melting, let's separate some eggs first. So you'll need roughly 3 free-range eggs. Goes for the best quality you can get. So what we're going to do is going to separate whites from the yolks. So when you do that, lightly crack them on the surface of your table and just move your egg yolk from one shelf to another. Try to touch it as less as possible with your hands, like your hands are greasy by themselves and have salt to them as well. You don't want to mix that in your egg white because it's going to make it harder to beat it up. Especially if you're doing it by hand like I'm going to do today. Come on, давай. No, right. Here we go. Okay, looks like I'm failing not touching the egg yolk. Egg white, my bad. So, yeah, well, it's gonna be harder for me. I'm gonna deal with it. By the way, chocolate has already melted. Look at this beauty. Look how it's melted and gooey here. Just amazing. Just stir it a bit more so it completely melts. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you. When it comes to desserts, you should not forget to put some salt, because it seasons and also makes flavors come out more. So in this case, it's gonna be a bit more chocolatier in a way. So we have to also let it cool anyway, because we cannot put egg yolks in the side mixture, because it's gonna cook the eggs and we don't want that. It's gonna be a bit nasty. So let's put those egg whites away, get some sugar. and start mixing those two things we have here: egg yolks, egg whites, and cream. Let's start with cream because it takes longer to beat. So what you can do here, so easiest to do is to do figure of 8. If you have electric mixer, blend like whisk, it's gonna save you a lot more time and also strength, well, energy, because like, well, it takes a bit of time to do it. If you don't have an electric blender, what you do is just make sure that you constantly move the bowl, like turn around left and right. If if your wrist is getting tired, switch it to your forearm. If your forearm's getting tired, switch it to your shoulder, and keep on switching until you get your mixture mixed. Okay, after beating a bit your cream, make sure you don't beat it too much, because if you beat it over-ish, you can transform it into butter. So what you want to do is to get to kind of soft peaks that it kind of sticks like this on your whisks. So we're almost there. See how it looks like? Yeah, this is what we want to reach. Soft peaks, not more than that. So now let's start whisking egg whites. Funny thing, if you want to make it easier for you, if you're beating by yourself with your own hands, for egg whites, leave them at room temperature. It's going to make it easier for them to air up. But when it comes to cream, make sure that it's cold. That makes it easier to beat up then. Same thing with eggs. Start beating them up. Move the bowl slowly. So again, we're looking for peaks that it sticks to your whisk. In the meanwhile, we're also going to add a bit of sugar. So a couple of tablespoons of sugar will go inside gradually. You don't want to get all inside because it's going to feel a bit granularly, which we don't want, of course. What you want is to leave sugar enough time to dissolve in the egg white. Oh, look at that. I have a neighbor coming to visit me. Yep, we have swans as neighbors. Well, back to the cooking. So how we can test if the egg whites are done? Well, a bit more riskier thing to do is to turn the ball around. If it sticks there, means the egg whites are done. By the way, I'm not joking. There are really egg whites inside here. So this is done. Perfect. By the way, for the white cream, keep a bit on the side because we're gonna decorate the mousse de chocolat with that. Now, let's put the egg yolks into the mixture of the chocolates. But this time, chocolate has enough time to cool down, so it's not gonna cook the egg. So make sure it's mixed thoroughly. First, let's mix the egg whites into the chocolate mix. So what I would advise you to do is not do it with a whisk, but with the metallic spoon. So if you have one, I would advise you to use that. And the first thing when you do with the egg whites, well, if you want to fold it something airy into not airy mixture, take a bit of it, put it inside, and beat it with spatula or spoon, doesn't really matter. What happens, it creates a bit more airy mixture, which is going to help to put more of it inside easily. Let's put the rest of the eggs mixture inside and start folding it in. So what you do, in fact, with your spoon, you try to kind of cut through it and bring it chocolate up and down and cut through it again until it's completely folded. So same thing with cream. Just add already everything in because it's really quite aerated. Okay, let's keep on mixing this cream. So we're almost done with mixture. This looks just amazing. Now let's add it to the forms. So what you can do is you can or go for ramekins, or if you want to go as simple as me, just grab a glass and put it inside there. So now when the mixture is mixed, just start filling your forms or your plates with the mixture. Add a bit more. So let me make 2 more portions and then put them in the fridge to cool, to set for an hour, 2 hours, something like that. So after a few hours of cooling, well, 1.5 hours or 2, you get this. So again, properly set, nothing to worry about. So then it comes to decorating, because again, when it comes to good mouthfeel is difference of textures. So we have a mousse, which is nice and fluffy and airy and stuff like that. Want to mix it with something else, something more hard and crackling. Because things that work the best are the crackers, and maybe you like something like speculoos. You can crack some of this as well. So let's grab. And of course, other one is, because I'm Netherlands, stroopwafels and the mini ones. So just break them apart as well. I will keep that cream as well. We can use it. So have a bit of it, put it on top, put it in the middle here. I think that can work as well is something a bit more different flavor. So something acidic. So I'm gonna put some berries. But first, let's finish this cream. So I have a mixture of berries. So we have some raspberries, blueberries, black currants. Voila, here we go. An easy and simple recipe that we all love from restaurants, but can easily reproduce at home. As you can see, it takes roughly not so long to make. The only long part here is to let them set. So when you make a dinner parties, what you can do is just make them ahead in advance, even the day before. Mix the mixtures, put it in the fridge, forget about them till you have to take them out. The only thing you might need to do when you take them out is just maybe beat the extra cream, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please click on the like button if you did. Leave a comment if you have any other suggestions or you would decorate them differently. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos, and I'll see you next week.